Hello guys, now welcome to another episode of Next Chance Make Money Online, guys. You all have been expecting this video. Pass Nativecamp demo lessons. Now the tips and tricks to best admin Francis. You heard it right? Okay, one more time. Pass Nativecamp demo lessons. The tips and trick to best admin Francis. A lot of people have been in my inbox and the only big issue is that they are not in a country where they can actually skip the demo lessons, and admin Francis have failed them or this or that, and everyone keeps complaining over and over and over again. So I decided to come up with this video. Why? Because I've got a lot of people that have actually taught how to actually pass the Nativecamp demo lesson, and in fact I've always told people that the fastest and the best way to get on the platform is to actually do Nativecamp demo lessons. Yes, you got me right. That's the fact. If you're trying to skip the demo lessons, you're going to wait for 1 or 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days, or maybe like 7 days. Most time, like the minimum is like 7 or 8 days. You're going to wait before you got to skip the process and you can move forward. But imagine you open your account today, you did your system check today, and you could take your demo classes in like 2 days time. And once you pass, you're done. You can move on to the next level and you started teaching. So this video is going to teach you how to actually take Nativecamp demo lessons the right way. I'm going to tell you some three applications and tools you're going to add to your browsers that's going to help you to effectively take the Nativecamp demo lessons. And this time around, you are not going to fail. No, not on my channel here. There's no room for failure. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon, so whenever I drop great videos like this, you're one of the first few people to actually get to see this video. Ooh. Okay, have you done that? No, you've not done it. Come on, go ahead, smash the bell icon. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. Okay, good. Now we're good to go. So now, like I said earlier, I'm going to be teaching you how to actually pass the Nativecamp demo lesson. And first and foremost, stop being afraid of Nativecamp admin. They are not admin to you when you are having your demo class. They're not admin. They are just like a student. You are supposed to teach them. Now we're going to be talking about 3 things. 1, we're going to be talking about confidence. It's very important if you want to take the Nativecamp demo lessons and you want to pass, or you're hoping to pass. Confidence is number 1. You can't compromise it. The number 2, you need these tools that I'm going to be showing you. I'm sure your fellow gurus online are not going to be telling you these tools. Now, these tools is important because obviously the main reason why a lot of people fail is because of maybe when an admin simply asks them a question that is simply not in the whatever it is they're doing. The main reason why a lot of people fail is because an admin simply asks them something that is not in the textbook, or simply asks them to explain something that the explanation is not in the textbook, and they fail. Now, these tools are going to help you doing that. I'm going to drop the link for the tools in the description below. You're going to add them into your Firefox browser, your Chrome browser, or whatever browser you are using, and you're going to get started. Now, the last but not the least is how to actually teach with these tools and you're confident together. When you get these 3 things, you are definite. 99.9 always going to pass the Nativecamp demo lesson. I've got a couple of people who have done Nativecamp demo lessons and none have failed. The worst we've ever had is 1 or 2 of them actually have to retake, but after they retake, they always pass. It's the truth, and you're always going to pass. But the main thing that is holding you down is number 1, because you are afraid. You're afraid of this particular people because they are admin. Number 2, you are seeing them as admin instead of you actually seeing them as a student. Stop seeing them as an admin. They are not an admin, most especially Francis. Whenever a lot of people go online and try to take a demo lessons and they simply see the name Francis, that's all. They are definitely destined to fail. Like, they've already failed themselves in their mind because they believe that Francis, you can't pass a class, you can't pass the demo once you are meeting Francis. It's a big lie. I've got like 3 or 4 students who passed the demo and they actually met Francis. So what is your excuse? No, what's your excuse? Laziness? Maybe. Fear? Yeah, definitely. So stop being afraid. Now, whenever you want to have Nativecamp demo lesson and you actually met Francis, the number 1 thing I want you to do is breathe in and breathe out. Now, this is one of the best reason why you should actually take classes or take demo lessons with Francis, because he is the person that is in the right position to actually pass you the most, more than other admins. Other admins love the idea of having you to retake and retake. Francis doesn't does that. He either fails you or pass you. And trust me, those people that have already passed classes with Francis have never used up to 5 minutes. Most of them 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maximum 5 minutes if you waste time. Maybe while you are introducing yourself, there's a lot of wasting of time, because Francis always goes straight to the point. Once you start your classes, they're going to ask you 1 or 2 crazy simple questions that could fail you. Once you are able to answer, he says, okay, move on to the next section. Once you do that, also, he asks you 1 or 2 crazy questions or asks you to explain something that he believes you're not supposed to know. Once you're able to explain that, also, he says, move on to the next question. And after that, you are done. It's definitely going to say, well, this is good for me. This is great for me. Or however, I think you should work on these particular places. But after that, this is good. And you are passed. Francis is very fast. It's very consistent. It's very straight point. That's the reason why a lot of you guys failed him, because you need someone to push you like you're a baby. And you are not a baby. If you're a baby, then you are not supposed to come to Nativecamp that you want to teach. Babies don't teach. Adults do the teaching. Babies do the listening, which is like on the receiving end. So if you're a baby, then why are you trying to teach on the platform? No. Sorry that I'm using this word, guys. Now, guys, let's go over and start. Now, you already know that you need to be confident, which is number 1. And you know that you need, of course, if you're confident, then you shouldn't be afraid of a particular admin on the platform. Then you need some tools. I'm going to be showing you the tools very soon. And after that, you need to be able to teach the right way. Study the textbook that I'm going to be giving you. I'm going to be giving you like 2 textbooks. Study the 2 textbooks very well first before you take the classes, before you take the demo lesson. So don't say you got your system check today, you raised your account today, you did your system check today, and you still want to do the demo lesson today. No, stop that. That's the reason why a lot of you guys fail, because you don't know that this admin actually see, like they have the ability to actually see that, oh, you just take this, or you just registered this account today and you just did your system check. Okay, they know. So they believe that if you just did these 2 things today, and it's not like you've been doing classes for a long time, so how are you supposed to pass? You're actually not taking a lot of time to study, so which means you are not supposed to pass. So they simply give you that tough time. So even if they feel that, okay, you did well, they're still going to say, okay, we'd like you to take this class 1 more time. Why? Because they feel that you didn't read very well, you didn't study very well. So guys, let's go over and start today's video, and I'm going to be showing you how to actually do these things in a couple of minutes. This video is going to be a little bit very long, guys, and it's going to be long because I want you to actually pass the demo lesson. Now, with the ball is in your court to actually listen to this video from the beginning to the end, or you could simply just go out now. But if you're still right here and you still want to learn how to actually pass this video, then congratulations. But before you go, hit the bell icon, smash the subscribe button, so that whenever I drop beautiful, great videos like this, you'll be one of the first people to actually get to see my videos. Come on, guys, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon. Now let's get started. Ooh, yeah. Now, welcome to my account, guys. So we're going to be starting from the textbook section. Okay, I'm just going to pick one of the daily news. Why am I picking one of the daily news? Is because every demo lessons you have 2 daily news textbook to at least talk about. They always give you 2 daily news textbook, and part of the 2 daily news textbook they're going to give you to practice. Then the admin is going to take one of the 2 daily news textbook, and it's going to have a class with you from one of those 2 daily news textbook. So we're going to be using a daily news textbook for this class. Okay, so now, guys, we already talked about the 3 important things, which is you having confidence and you using the tools and you knowing how to merge the confidence and the tools together. Now, first, let's talk about the tools and the importance of each one of them. We've got a whole wide range of tools right here. You are not going to be able to access these tools yet if you have not been admitted to the Nativecamp teacher website. So I'll advise you, I'm going to put these tools down in the description below. So what I want you to do is to just
I'm going to put the links of each one, so download them for the Chrome browser. We've got the ones for Chrome and also for Firefox, and it's also almost always available for Microsoft Edge browser also. So I'm just going to drop their names and the link in the description below, so just check them and add them to your Microsoft browser or your Chrome browser or your Microsoft or your Firefox browser extension. As you can see, I've got one of them here. The reason why I'm using one of them is because, well, I've been a teacher on Nativecamp for a long time, so I really don't need a lot more. The only important one I need is this one that I'm having right here. Look, take a look right here. It's the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Now we're going to be talking about the tools. There are 4 very important tools, although I'm still going to make a different video where I'm going to be talking about the uses of all these tools one after the other and why they're important to Nativecamp. But for now, you need just 4 of these tools to be confident and be able to pass your demo lessons. Now this is no magic. It's very easy. I've always talked to people in my group that if you want to pass the Nativecamp demo lesson, it's just easy. Just be confident and know how to teach. Okay, so the reason why you need to always study the textbook you want to have first is because so you need to have a lot of ideas about what you want to talk about. So when they ask you 1 or 2 questions, you're going to be able to answer. You're not just going to be reading from the textbook. And this is the reason why a lot of you guys fail demo lesson, because you're simply reading from the textbook. Now enough of all these cheap talks. Let's start from the tools section. Now the tools. Now this is the first important one. We have the power thesaurus. So I'm going to be opening these tools one after the other. I'm going to open them in the new tab, so we could talk about them and I could tell you the reason why you need each and every one of them. Don't mind my network simply acting out. So we have the power thesaurus, and then we have the pro writing aid. Here you can see. Let's open this also in the new tab. Then after this we have the Merriam-Webster. This is very important, absolutely important. Okay, so this 3 is very, very important. There should be one more. Let me see. Okay, it probably should be Grammarly, but once you have this pro writing aid, you probably don't need Grammarly. Okay, so let's see, is there anyone else that I'm forgetting? The other ones are also needed, but you don't need them to actually pass the demo lesson. So what you need them for is not the demo lesson. Okay, those are the 3 important ones. Now let's start with the power thesaurus, or let's start with the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Now this is the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It's an extension for Chrome. It's also available for Firefox browser extension, and it's also available for Microsoft Edge. You can see Merriam-Webster. This is it right here. So let's talk about what it does, and I'm going to be showing you in action. Now it says find English definition of words effortlessly and free of charge. Discover the word of words with our free open source Merriam-Webster's dictionary extension. Now this is basically what it does. It just tells you the meaning of a word. Now the reason why it is needed, why don't you could say, why don't you go to Google? Okay, this is the reason why you don't have to go to Google, why it's better than you going to Google. Now let me show you this app or this extension in action. Now let's go to textbook. Let's choose a textbook. Like we're going to be having a class on Nativecamp, we're going to be having a demo class. Now we want to have our demo class. So let's say we want to have our demo class, and suddenly admin Francis says, okay, what is another word? It says teacher. I don't understand the meaning of unpredictable. Here we have unpredictable. Let me show you guys. Yeah, this is it. This is unpredictable right here. So an admin Francis suddenly say, teacher, I don't understand the explanation you gave for unpredictable. What is the exact meaning? Can you tell me another meaning, or tell me in a simpler form so I can understand what you mean by unpredictable. And instead of you just going and blabbering and then he ends up hanging up and telling you that you fail, you just simply come here and you double click. You double click on unpredictable, you hit the right, you use your right your mouse, which is the right section of the mouse, and you come down and it says look up unpredictable. It's pretty easy. Where are you gonna go? To Google and start searching for what it is. Don't worry, it's just kind of a little bit slow, and that's because my network is kind of slow today. So if my network is not slow, it's very fast. You can see that it just pops this window up by itself. Okay, so it's pretty easy. All you have to do is let's say someone asks you that, hey, I don't understand the meaning of unpredictable. Just don't wait for him to finish speaking. Just double tap on the particular word he or she is talking about, because obviously he's going to be talking about something from the book, the textbook. Double tap the particular word, hit the right click, and you're going to see your Merriam-Webster here. It says look up unpredictable. Then you just click on it, then automatically it's going to come here. You can see it's going to show you. Then you're just going to have to say, okay, unpredictable actually is more like a word. Let me give you a simpler explanation. Then you simply start talking from here. Okay, you simply say it simply means someone that is not predictable, so such as not able to know or declare in advance. I mean, if you're someone that people can't really know what you want to do or what you can do or what you can't do, and they can't say you can do this or you're going to do this in advance without you actually doing it, that's what it means by unpredictable. So for example, let me give an example. Unpredictable weather, or let's say, well, tend to behave in ways that cannot be predicted. So if you're someone that people can't actually predict that this is a particular thing that you're going to do, they're always going to guess that they will never guess it right. That they can't say when you come back from work you're going to eat, because when you come back from work you might not eat. So that's the kind of example you can give for unpredictable. And it's always also have an example here. It says an unpredictable boss. Now you can see this. You give someone like Francis this kind of explanation, is not going to bother you anymore. It's just going to say, okay, good teacher, move on to the next section. Now I'm talking to you guys with this based on experience. Now I'm not just telling you to go over something and just do this a particular way. I'm telling you because this has been proven over and over and over again. I mean, these are the type of tricks I've taught people who have taken the demo lesson even with Francis and they've passed. Okay, one thing you need with Francis, like I said earlier, is you need to be confident and stop taking them like they are an admin. Now start treating them like they are just a student. I've always said this. Treat your admin doing the Nativecamp demo lesson like a student, not an admin. Don't fear them. Once you fear them, then you are definitely gonna miss. Yeah, it's no joke. Okay, because once you fear, you're not teaching. You're actually just trying to make sure that they pass you. You're not teaching. So that's just what I'm talking about. Now that has the use of Merriam-Webster dictionary. Now let's go over to the next one, which is the Power Thesaurus or Pro Writing Aid. It's also similar. Now what Power Thesaurus does is it gives you the synonyms and core of a word. Okay, you know what Merriam-Webster does is it gives you an explanation of what the word means. Sometimes it gives synonyms also, but most time it might not give you synonym except you actually search for it. Okay, for example, let's say you click on the synonyms of predictable, blah blah blah. But when it comes to Power Thesaurus, now these are the synonyms for unpredictable. You can see right here, and that's because I just clicked on the synonym for unpredictable. So what Merriam-Webster does, it defines the word which is unpredictable and gives you an example, try to make you understand in simpler words, which is what most of the admin, or mostly admin Francis, always want. He always wants you to be able to teach them like they are actually a student. So he would ask you crazy questions. Okay, so I'm going to advise you to actually keep first add this to your extension before having the demo class. And that's the reason why I'm giving you guys this tool now. There's a link in the description for Merriam-Webster. Add it to your Chrome or your Firefox, whichever you're using, before you go on. And you can also have a tab just like this. Just open the tab down like this. Then all you have to do is you just come here if you have the time. Instead of just opening Google, you can just, let's say someone asks you for something and it's not in the textbook, you could just come here and say, okay, what did you say you want once again? Please, can you come again? Just use some kind of tricks, like say, okay, come again, what did you say? Then immediately type in whatever it is they said and hit the send. It's gonna give you the meaning also. So by the time they come again and say, I said the meaning of this, you would have already have the meaning and you will explain to them. So it's pretty easy. Now let's go to the power thesaurus. Now this is power thesaurus. Let's go down and see what it does. It says use the power of synonyms. Like I said earlier, this is for synonyms. By button in toolbar, right click or by word selection on any page. Now this basically works the way the Merriam-Webster's also work. All it does is also you right click on a word like this and you double click, which is like you select the word and you click it and it pops up here. It doesn't pop up here just because I didn't have it on my Chrome extension. Well, let me just add it to my Chrome extension so you can see it working. So it doesn't look like I'm just talking from my head. Okay. So while it adds up, let's go over to the Pro Writing Aid. I'm going to add this also so you can see it in action. Now, Pro Writing Aid, this is about you gaining confidence in your writing with the best grammar checker and paraphrasing tool that works wherever you do. Now, what this does is it corrects phrases, it corrects sentence, and it corrects any words for you. It gives you the right word. Let's say you guys are talking about, let's say your student says okay, let's say Francis just suddenly asked you that, hey teacher, if I said my boss is so crazily unpredictable, is that correct? This is what Francis does most of the time, and for you to be able to pass with admin Francis, that's why I said you need to be confident, calm, cool, and answer him like you are the pro, like you are the teacher, and stop making him feel like he's the boss. No, he's not the boss. You are in a classroom, and who is the boss in the classroom is the teacher. So let's say someone like admin Francis just simply asks you that, if I say my stupid boss or my crazy boss is always unpredictable, is that correct? Is that word correct? Now that's the work of this Pro Writing Aid. As you all know, if a lot of you don't know, it's every normal class. If this were to be a class, there will be a chat box right here. The side here, there will be a big chat box there, which is gonna work for typing in things to students. There's always a chat box. Now, because this is not a real class, this is just me checking the textbook. That's the reason why there's no chat box here. So because of that, I'm just gonna try to get a note. Let's go to notes, online notes. There's an online note. Let's check an online note so I can type in what I want there. Or let's just do it here on Google. Okay, so let's say Francis simply said my crazy boss is so much, I'm trying to jumble the word so it doesn't really sound great, so much more unpredictable. Good. So let's say Francis simply say this, that my crazy boss is so much more unpredictable, and he's asking you if this sentence is correct. Now, if you already have those, where is it again? I want to be sure that it's there. It's already downloaded. Power Thesaurus, can you see? Now, if you already have this there, then all you have to do is to just type in the word. Don't ever make a mistake. Whatever a student is telling you, this doesn't have to do with Francis alone or any admin alone. That's the normal way to teach. once they ask you a question like this, you type it into the chat box. Like I said, there's always a chat box beside every classes. So because I'm not in an actual class, that's the reason why there is no chat box right here. Okay, so let's say this is the chat box, and you simply type it into the chat box and you send to the person. Tell them to check if what they said is correct. Like if that's exactly what they mean, then you can explain to them, and they say yes, that's what I mean. My crazy boss is so much more. By doing this, you just give yourself a little time to actually check this word, even though it's not going to take time. So all you have to do is just highlight it like I said, then hit the right click button. As you can see, look here, it says look up. This is using the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Merriam-Webster's dictionary also does correct words once in a while, but you cannot be sure it's going to correct your words, so you don't waste your time. So most times you just hit this power thesaurus. Oh, so we're going to hit the pro writing aid. Sorry, this is power thesaurus. Okay, I haven't downloaded the pro writing aid yet. Okay, I said we should talk about pro writing aid while I was downloading the power thesaurus. Okay, I just remember that. Okay, so let's talk about the power thesaurus finished. Let's finish with power thesaurus, then we go back here. Okay, so like I said, power thesaurus is just for synonyms. Okay, it's just for synonyms. So let's just come here and use the unpredictable for the power thesaurus. So we're looking for the synonym of unpredictable. That means we're looking for other words that can be used to explain unpredictable. So let's say Francis simply asks you that, okay, I think I understand what unpredictable is, but I feel it's too big. The word is too big for me. What other words do you think I can use instead of saying unpredictable, teacher? And you're like, okay, what other words can you? As you can see, I don't even need to go far. Like, I don't need to go far. See, I just simply double tap it and it's already here. Okay, you can see power thesaurus is already here. It's pretty easy. So let's say it says what other words can you? Because you just simply say, okay, unpredictable. Okay, so there are other words you can use for unpredictable, and you can see it simply pops it down for you. It's not hard. Okay, so other words you can use for unpredictable, you can simply say unstable. It simply means that the person is still unpredictable, but in a different way. You can say uncertain, or you can say volatile, or you can say changeable. Or sometimes you could say inconsistent, depending on the words or the sentence, or in this particular scenario you're using the word. And you could also say unreliable, depending on the scenario. Now this is it, pretty easy. No one is going to know that you're actually checking these things. Never. They are never going to know. To them, you are a professional teacher. I'm telling you, if you follow my tips and tricks the way I'm showing you guys right now, you're not gonna use 5 minutes in a demo lesson and you are gonna pass. I mean, the longest demo lesson I've ever had someone that I explained, that I sat down and told how to do was like 6 or 7 minutes. Mostly it's always ending like 3, 4 or 5 minutes. Why? Because once they ask you any crazy questions or something they feel they want to ask you in this first section and you pass, they simply say, okay, go over to the next section, which is like comprehension. And while you're teaching comprehension, they could simply ask you 1 or 2 things or so, and once you pass, they say, okay, let's just go over. Most time, like 99.9% of the time, they are not going to read this, and they are also not going to listen. Okay, so they're just going to say, okay, let's go to the last section, which is most time this or answer the question. And the readout, they are never going to read out. They're always proud, so they're never going to read out. So they're only going to go to the last section, which is like discussion. And after that, they're going to want to see how you handle this review. So that's why I've always advised you people to actually study the textbook. Study the textbook and read the sample. There's always a sample video for how to take textbook. Read it. Look at how to review a book after you're done. Because after you're done, after they see that you pass, most time it's not important. It's not like important for them to actually pass you with a review. They will always tell you that, okay, next time this is how to review, stuff like that. If they see that yes, you do pass, how to actually take the textbook, they will always do that. But still, it's additional mark for you. Now before we get there, now let's go back to our pro. Let's see if it requires some login. It's been a while I used it because I really don't use it like that. Okay, your free account lets us store blah blah blah. Okay, you need to create a free account, I think. So let's see if it works without me creating a free account. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to go ahead and create a free account. So let's just see. Okay, it doesn't work without me creating a free account. Okay, so let's just create a free account. Let's just sign up and create a free account. I would have done this if I knew it was gonna require me to create a free account. So let me just do it with my mail. Give me some second. Guys, don't message me on this email. This business emails, guys. A lot of you guys message me on one or two of my mails that I'm not using to, like, I never give you guys the permission to message me on that email, and you do just because you saw it in one of my videos. I mean, it takes a whole lot of time to actually edit a video, so sometimes I just left some things that I feel might not be so important. I just left it like that. That doesn't mean you should seize the opportunity to use it to contact me. I have an email on my channel. If you want to contact me, go ahead, but most importantly, you can contact me faster in the group. I always reply in the group. Check the link to our WhatsApp group down below. Join the group, ask any question. I would always reply you. If I didn't reply you in the group, come to my inbox. I would reply you, maybe not easily, not fast, like not in a jiffy of second of minute. Of course, I'm busy, so I might not reply easily, but I'm definitely going to reply in a couple of hours. Okay, so right here, let's just choose creative writer published, creative writer not published, writing for work, student, teacher, and others. Let's just choose one of these. Let's say writing for. If we choose one of these two, they might be trying to charge us, so I don't want them charging us. So let's just say for work, or student. Let's just say for work, and continue. Allow cookies. Okay, so where do you usually work? Let's keep this so they don't stress us. We don't actually need this. I don't actually need this account. I just wanted to use it for one or two things. So it's already added to Chrome already, so I don't have to add it again. So I'm just using that as an example. Now let's go back here and see if it's connected. If the free account is connected. Okay, yeah, it's connected. Now check-in is enabled for Launchpad. Check-in is enabled for all sites by default. Okay, so I guess it's working. Now let's go back to where we put the words, which is Gergu. Now let's highlight this word once again and see if we're gonna get the pop-up. Okay, so we're supposed to get the pop-up for the Pro Writing Aid. I'm coming. Let's say, oh, this is it right here. Sorry, this is it right there. This is providing it right here by the side, so we don't even have to like go and click it. All we just have to do is to come beside every words. Once you highlight it and you see this button right here, it's here. You see, now this is report. Now this is the actual Pro Writing Aid editor. Now this is going to tell you if a sentence is correct or not. Now let's just click it and see. Now don't worry, it doesn't mean that your network is going to be this slow, like it's going to be so. It's always fast. The reason why it's this slow is because my personal network, like my own personal network, is slow. Now let's just say I don't want to use Google for you to actually be. So let's say the person even asks you like one of a sentence. Let's just say fruit trees need a period of cold weather in winter before they can leave their dormant state. Let's say actually if this sentence is correct, isn't it? And we want to check it through our Pro Writing Aid. Then all we just have to do is to we'll have to like refresh this page so that Pro Writing Aid could load up. That's the truth. If we don't refresh, it's not going to load up, but we could copy it and put it somewhere where it can load up. Take for example, okay, this is it. Now this is the one we're talking about before, so let's just keep using it. My crazy boss is so much more unpredictable. Now it just told us that the grammar spelling is just 9%. Okay, so when we click on this, we're going to see the error there. The only error there is this so. The only error there is so, and it's going to tell us the reason. Consider using coordinating junction here, which is just one so. Simple. So the word is actually correct. That's what it just told us, that the word is correct. My crazy boss is so much more unpredictable is correct. Then all you just have to tell the student is that, well, this word is actually correct. My crazy boss is so much more unpredictable. However, we're not going to be using this so. It's actually the so with so. That is correct. Finish and you're done. And you are done. See, English is not hard. Teaching on Nativecamp is also not hard. You just need to have the right person to lead you, and you need to be able to listen and take to corrections. Now I believe you guys now know how to use these three Chrome extension, Chrome and whatever browser you're using extension. So we have the Merriam-Webster, then we have the Power Thesaurus, and we have the Pro Writing Head. If you don't want to use Pro Writing Head, you feel maybe it's still a little bit technical, you could use the Grammarly. So whichever you want to use, both are fine. Now that we're done with this, now let's go back and finish up. Okay, now I'm supposing that before you said you want to take a demo lesson, like you want to have a demo class, I'm supposing that you already study whichever textbook, because you're always going to have like 2 textbooks. So I'm supposing you already study the textbook. So if you have not studied the textbook, you should go ahead and study it. I've already advised my students to take at least 2 days. So let's say you register an account today and you did your system check and co today. Then after the system check and you got you're supposed to go and do the demo lesson. Now take today and tomorrow to study the textbook. Study both textbooks, read them over and over again, work on the words. If you have words that you don't understand, check them on Google, check them with Merriam-Webster, and try to understand them. Like, learn them, understand them yourself. You need to know these things. So even most times when they ask you a question, you don't even have to use any of these tools because you already practiced them. So after that, the 3rd day is when you should take the demo lesson, because the truth is, these admin always have your record, so they're gonna know that okay, you just registered today and you just did your system check today and you still want to do demo lesson today. So that's gonna make them a little bit strict to you, because they're gonna feel like are you not supposed to practice? That means you've not practiced. That means you just feel this thing is a joke. So they want you to take it like it's a real job. They want you to take it like for example, if you want to go to a physical school to go and interview for a teaching job, are you just gonna go there the same day you go there? Let's say the same day you go there to tell them, okay, I need a job, and they say, okay, we probably have a vacancy, but you have to like sign up first, and you have to like tell us, bring your file, let's see what you can do, then tell us this and that. Then after that, you have to come for interview. Then you can just tell that you want to do everything all together in the same day. They're gonna look at you and feel somehow, okay, because they're gonna feel either you're not serious enough, or let's just say you're desperate. And when you're desperate, they feel what's important to you is not actually the teaching, it's something that maybe like the money. And that's the same way Nativecamp admin are gonna be seeing you. They're gonna be seeing you like you're just desperate to make money on the platform, and not desperate to actually do the important thing, which is the impact knowledge to the students. Please guys, study. It's very important. Now when you combine these 2 things together, you are definitely going to pass. Who is Francis? Come again. Who is admin Francis? It's nobody. It's just an admin. Now you guys carry his name over and over again, and I just laugh when someone come to my inbox and said, oh, I failed the demo lesson, and I asked why, what did you do, and he said, I met admin Francis. I just gonna laugh. I'm gonna be like so what? You need to be confident, guy. Be confident. Be confident. Once you're confident and you have the right tools like I just showed you, and you follow the protocol on how to take a class, because some of you don't even know how to take a class, some of you don't even know how to teach. Now this is how to take a class. I'm sure you should have studied this, but let me just brief you guys on it, just in case you are like one of my students who don't take those important things to mind. They just want to make money and just jump straight to conclusion. So let's do this. Now once you are in a class and the admin comes in and it says hello, and I say hello, okay, so my name is Wales, what's your name? And the admin says, okay, my name is Francis, and you say, hi Francis, welcome to my class today. And it says, okay teacher, so today I can see you chose the daily news textbook for today's lesson, is that correct Francis? And he says, yes teacher, I chose the daily news textbook for today's lesson. I say, okay, so the title for today's lesson is Climate Crisis, Fruit Tree Dilemma. Climate Crisis, Fruit Tree Dilemma. And so please repeat after me. The title is Climate Crisis, Fruit Tree Dilemma, and it's simply going to repeat that the climate crisis, fruit tree dilemma. And you're going to say, okay, so we're going to start today's lesson with the words and phrases section. Now hold on there guys, now look at this, look at what I just said now. What I just said now is not here. Now this is how admins know that you are actually a teacher and not just someone who's just trying to jumbo mumbo into the platform. Now if you come to the class and just say, we are going to study daily news in this lesson, the title is blah blah blah, now let's have words and phrases, now let's learn some of the words that you just start reading this for them. They believe you're just reading word for word. Now they start trying to test you with different ways they can. Of course, if you're serious you might pass, but if you're not serious and you're going to fail, and you're going to start having a lot of issues. Why? Because now they really want you to fail, because they believe you are not teaching them, you're just reading out to them. So don't do that. That's why you need to study. Like now I just greeted the admin and I asked for his or her name, and he said his name and I said my name. And don't forget, whatever it is you are asking each other should be written in the chat box. So for example, when I say, hi, welcome to Nativecamp, and it says hi, and I say my name is Wales, I'm going to go into the chat box and I'm going to type my name there, Wales, and I'm going to ask him what's your name, and he says his name is Francis, and I'm saying, check the chat box, is your name correctly spelled? Did I spell your Francis correct? And he says, oh yes, it's correct, and I sent it to him. I'm like, okay, good. So today class, I can see you chose the daily news textbook for today's lesson, is that correct? Now you can see what I'm doing. I didn't say we are going to study daily news in this lesson, no. I simply said these words in my own word, like saying, today you chose daily news textbook, and I asked him if that's correct, and he said yes. Sorry. Now also I'm going to say, we are under today's daily news textbook, we're going to be talking about climate crisis, fruit tree dilemma. Now that's the topic, and I'm simply saying, please can you repeat the title after me? Climate crisis, fruit tree dilemma. Now this is not even here. What's here is just the title is. Now telling the person to repeat after me is not there. Now this is how to actually teach. Okay, you don't just go over here and teach them word for words. No, if you tell them word for word, of course some admins are going to accept it and let you move on, but they still want to see the input. They want to see the teaching spirit in you. And that's why I've always advised that whenever you're teaching, when you get to someone like this place, okay, let's just get there first before I said that, so we don't mumbo jumbo. Now let's say we're starting and I said, you chose daily news textbook in today's lesson, is that correct? And he says yes, that's correct. Then I said the title for today's daily news textbook is Climate Crisis, Fruit Trees Dilemma. Please repeat after me, climate crisis, fruit tree dilemma, and he simply repeats it. I said thank you for repeating that after me, Francis. Now the first section for today is the words and phrases section. So let's have some words and phrases. So here we're going to study some of the words that are used in this article. Now look at the two words that I just said. Now they are not what's here, they're not exactly what's here. Now here says let's have words and phrases. Let's learn some of the words that are used in this article. But what I said was that the first section for today's lesson is words and phrases, and here we are going to have the words and phrases. Now we're going to learn some of the words that I use in this article, I didn't use all these word for word. I simply talk about them in my own word, which is simply telling the admins that I understand this textbook and I understand how to teach this textbook. I'm not just reading out to them. It's telling them I'm talking about this from my head, not just reading from distance because this is what you're supposed to read. No. Now let's get started. So let's have the words and phrases. Let's learn some of the words that are used in this article. Now, in this article, we have the audio pronunciation for US and the UK. Now, I always try to ask my students that which audio pronunciation did you prefer? Did you prefer the US pronunciation or you prefer the UK pronunciation, or we should just use both together? Now, let's get back here and see. Here says, let's have the first word. Please repeat after me. Now, this point simply goes straight to the point. But I'm not going straight to the point because I'm a teacher. Okay? I am a teacher and I'm not just someone who's reading this word for word. No. I'm a teacher. So I need to be sure that my student is able to understand whatever I'm teaching them. So I'm simply telling them before I start teaching that I have audio pronunciation for US and UK. So if they feel like, okay, they want to learn the US English, or they want to use the UK, or they simply just want to know both, they're going to answer me that, okay, teacher, I prefer the US. Or sometimes, mostly for Francis, he could say, what about we don't play the audio, let's just teach normally. I prefer you teaching me. Okay, so that means he doesn't want our audio playing. Then he wants you to teach them by just calling the words for you one after the other. Now that's how to teach. By doing that, you simply go straight to where he's supposed to go. You simply allow him to explain and tell you what he wants. Then after he said, let's say he said he wants you to teach him without playing the audio, and he said, okay, so now let's have the first word. Now please repeat after me once. Okay? Then the first word, unpredictable. Then he's going to repeat, unpredictable. And you're going to tell him that unpredictable is an adjective. And then so you're going to say the meaning, which means it means that something that cannot be predicted because it changes a lot or depends on too many different things. Now, this is also a place that I would not advise you to always read out to admins. If you're teaching the normal students, go ahead. But when you're trying to pass a demo lesson, I always advise my students to not read this out. I always advise them to rather check the meaning with Merriam-Webster. With Merriam-Webster. So give them the Merriam-Webster's definition. They're going to read it and they're going to see, because they're also seeing this. They're also saying this. So when they see that what definition you give them is different from this, it simply gives them the idea that you simply understand this and you're trying to explain to them in simpler terms. Now the only thing that should be correct and not be changed is this, because they are meant to repeat this after you, but this is just the meaning, trying to let them know the meaning of unpredictable. So you could explain to them in any way, in as much as you are explaining the same thing and they are supposed to understand. Now all these things I'm telling you, I know this video is very long and it's not supposed to be long, but I'm doing this video like this because I want you guys to always pass the demo lesson. There's no room for failure, guys. There is no room for failure. Pass the demo lesson. We're supposed to move on from Nativecamp, but a lot of my students kept on complaining that, oh, they have not passed the demo lessons of this or that, and sometimes some people are in a region whereby they can't skip the demo lesson. So this is for you guys. Now guys, that's how to take the textbook and how to teach classes on Nativecamp. So if you follow these steps the way I just teach you, you are 99.9% gonna pass the Nativecamp demo lesson. Well, maybe sometimes once in a while you could fail at first. They're gonna allow you to retake it and you're gonna pass it the second time. Just be confident, follow the tools that I showed you, use them and use them the right way, and teach them like they are your students and not take them or fear them like they're not admin. Good job. Once you do this, you are definitely going to pass the Nativecamp demo lesson. Now don't forget to hit the subscribe button smash the bell icon, so whenever I drop a new video, because I'm going to be dropping series of videos very soon about the Nativecamp, how you can get classes once you get on the platform, how you can get more classes, because people also complain about not getting classes. So I'm going to tell you the times you're going to be getting classes, and when to go online, and how to refresh so you can always get classes. So hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon, so whenever I drop a new video, you're one of the first few people to actually see my video. Now guys, don't forget, this is Nextlands, and if you are a Nextlancer, share this video with your friend, with your family that want to know how to make money online while teaching on Nativecamp. See you again in the next video. Bye bye guys, I love you.